So footage has emerged of an Irish lady interrupting and protesting at a Muslim event at Croke Park in Dublin. First we'll take a look at the footage and then I'll tell you the full story behind it.
That there is no deity worship worthy other than the worship of Allah. And Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his final messenger and mercy to the world. This sister has come in and she has worn a beautiful dress which really suits her very well, very nice.
Now in the video here, this lady is called Teresa Burke. She is an Irish Catholic and she came into this event to protest against it because herself and hundreds of other people found it highly disrespectful because this is considered a holy site for Irish people in Ireland. Now Teresa actually snuck into this event wearing Islamic clothing because this was a Muslim only event. Non-Muslims were not allowed to attend this event, and Teresa posted this picture saying, "Why do you disrespect my land, history, religion and culture? This is sacred ground." Now just to give some clarity on this story, Susan Delaney from the Irish Inquiry says, "This is Teresa Burke. Today this Irish lady disguised herself as a Muslim woman and entered Croke Park Stadium to protest against an event in which Muslims prayed en masse for Eid al-Adha. Animals were sacrificed for this event off-site using a halal method to ostensibly honor the willingness of Prophet Abraham to sacrifice his son as an act of submission to God's command." Teresa took off her hijab and took out her rosary beads, recited Christian prayers Hail Mary, and expressed anger at Croke Park being used for Islamic prayer. Her t-shirt said, "This is sacred ground." She verbally echoed the words on her garment, to which a Muslim lady said, "To whom?" What Teresa was referencing was the long-standing struggles of the Catholic Irish against hundreds of years of brutal British occupation, which led to the 1916 Rising and the subsequent War of Independence, and specifically she was referring to Bloody Sunday 1920, in which a shooting by British forces resulted in the murder of civilians at a Croke Park game, including 3 children, Jerome O'Leary 10, William Perry Robinson 11, and John William Billy Scott 14. Teresa patently felt very strongly that today's GAR hosted Islamic event was disrespectful and denigrated the people who fought against the British, and she demonstrated she felt the event sullied the memory of those who had their lives taken. And this is the reason Teresa went inside the event and protested against this Islamic event. After protesting inside, she came out and she was interviewed by Phil Dwyer, and you can see in this interview she was clearly very upset and visibly distraught about the entire situation, and here's what she had to say.
Here for me, Teresa, will you? Give me a hug. You okay? Did somebody?
No, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't harmed.
You're emotional about this. You went in there on the QT. Take your time.
I did.
So this is Teresa from Drimna, and she's been with Southside Says No for a long time, on the forefront, on the front line of all of this. A brave Irish warrior woman. I know her well. She's come out of here now. She's worn her T-shirt. Made her point in there. You said a rosary. Here's her rosary beads, guys. What happened? Tell us.
I just took the gear off, and while they were praying, I don't know who that head fella is, whatever his name is.
Kadri, Al-Kadri.
Yeah. And as I was to tell them, it was a shame on them. The people had died on that ground. This is sacred ground for us. How dare they? They should be all ashamed of themselves. Very upsetting. And as I was saying the rosary, he was still praying over me, and kept praying over me. It's
of course he did. That's what they're here to do.
I
got an interview earlier with him, and he was, trying to do his own little PR stunt or whatever, but he wouldn't answer any questions.
No, well, he was hugging and loving everybody in there. I have to say, shame. It's a sad day, I tell you, to see what's going on in there.
And again, that stadium has been historically sacred for Irish people. 14 people were shot dead in there by invaders.
Yes, absolutely.
And now they're bringing in more invaders.
More invaders. I mean, how can anyone justify their religion or what they do? Marrying children that are only 8 years of age.
Muhammad married a 6-year-old.
Yes, I know.
It's in their doctrine. It's in their book.
And here people think it's okay. I asked them, is your job worth it? The man that put me out, I said, your father, your great-grandfather, are you not ashamed of yourself?
What grounds?
What
grounds did he put you out?
They just kept telling me to shush and be quiet while I was saying the rosary, but I said it all the way out the door. Told me to shush, that there was children around. Shush.
And you're obviously emotional now about it. I don't blame you.
As I said, I wasn't hurt. Nobody put their hand. I was just asked to leave. I made sure I grabbed my runners on the way out because he took my shoes off me.
It was very brave of you to go in there on your own and do that.
I'm just sick of it, Philip. I'm sick and tired at this stage of what they're doing. They're taking over our country. We've nothing left. They're stripping everything, our history, our culture, our religion.
And it is sad to see, man. It's very sad to see, and you can see why the Irish people are pretty frustrated. Just for example, in 2020 during COVID, they actually used Croke Park for an Islamic event, and you can see like all the Muslims are social distancing here, and thousands of Irish people were highly offended because of this, obviously due to Bloody Sunday. And then again in 2024, they hosted another Islamic event on the field as well. So you can see why people are upset by this, and this is why the Irish find it highly disrespectful, because people were literally killed on this field. And now people are using it for different purposes that don't align with the Irish cultural values. Now, the organizer of this event, Dr. Umar Al-Qadri, was confronted outside the event and asked some very direct questions about Islam and his alleged ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Here's what he had to say.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Islam, if you don't mind, yeah? So,
Philip, if you want to ask me a question about my religion, my faith, today is the day of Eid, is the day of celebration, is the day where we have come together to perform our Eid prayer in Croke Park. You are welcome to visit me in the mosque in the Islamic Centre of Ireland, and I'm happy to answer.
You're not going to answer any questions now?
No.
The people of Ireland want to know what's going on here today.
You're welcome to come to the Islamic Centre.
And they want to know about Islam.
I'll
they want to know about Islam.
Questions and also offer you.
What's the penalty for apostasy? What's the penalty for apostasy in Islam?
In Islam, there is no penalty for apostasy.
Okay, that's lie number one. That's lie number one.
No.
Okay, what age was Aisha when she married Muhammad?
She was 19, but you wouldn't know because you listen to
lie
people
number
who are
two.
not scholars.
Okay,
you listen to people
she was 6.
Islamophobes. No, she was not 6.
Okay.
That's what we don't believe. We don't, as Muslims, believe that.
Okay, what's the penalty for adultery in Islam?
It's your personal life. Whatever you do, it's your personal life.
In the doctrine of Islam, what is the penalty?
How about you tell me the penalty of adultery in the Bible?
I'm not here to profess the Bible.
No, 1 minute. As I said, if you want to ask me questions about Islam, my faith, you are welcome to.
No woman in Christianity has been stoned to death because of it.
You're welcome to the Islamic Centre at any time to ask me questions, and I'll answer all of your questions.
Are you a member of the Muslim Brotherhood?
Oh no, I'm not. I have condemned the Muslim Brotherhood on many occasions.
Okay.
I have been.
And what about all the?
Spoken against such organizations.
Why is there so many Islamic terrorist attacks all over Europe?
Look, there is.
Why do they shout Allah Akbar when they're carrying out murders?
Fanaticism, extremism in the name of religion, in the name of politics, in the name
not
of
because your ideology is extreme.
It's not. There are 2 billion Muslims in the world, Philip.
Yeah.
If Islam was
care if there's 10 billion.
If there were 2 billion people that believed Islam is a religion of war, you wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. There would be chaos and war everywhere. Please use common sense.
If that's the case, what's jihad? What's jihad?
Citizen journalist, but you have no common sense.
What
Please
is jihad?
use common sense.
What is jihad?
Bye-bye.
What is jihad? Thank you anyway, Dr. Al-Qadri, for that.
Now, some people actually believe that Dr. Al-Qadri came outside of the event to antagonize the protesters and just to display his authority. Also inside of the event as well, when Theresa Burke was protesting against the event, you can actually hear him speaking in the background, and some people believe that he was actually mocking her as well. And the Irish community has also found this highly disrespectful because this is considered a holy sacred ground for the Irish people, but he is a Muslim man inside of their sacred ground mocking an Irish woman for protesting against something that she believes in. I'm going to play the clip again with the subtitles just so you can listen to what he had to say and form your own opinion about it.
That there is no deity worthy other than the worship of Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his final messenger and mercy to the world. This sister has come in and she has worn a beautiful dress which really suits her very well, very nice.
But anyway, give me your thoughts in the comments about this situation. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.